Welcome to the Kraken&Cutter podcast. No shoes, no job, no problem. Episode number whatever. We got my boy Bobby Carpenter in here with us today, and we're going to talk about stuff like the General Lee. We're going to talk about Smokey and the Bandit, or Trans Ams, and Firebirds, and whatever those things are, little birds on the hood. We'll have a good time. What do you think?
Well, and his sadness over the loss of Toby Keith.
Oh, yeah.
Why are you laughing?
Do not laugh at that.
That's
I'm
horrible,
not laughing
dude.
at losing Toby Keith. I'm laughing at what you said about me being the...
You were the leader of the fan club for Toby Keith, weren't you?
I wasn't. No.
How has this affected your
I don't wanna
membership
talk- I don't
levels?
wanna talk
Have they
about
gone up?
I don't want
or-
to talk about
We
the fan
can't talk
club.
about that. That's rude. Good
All
Lord.
right.
I mean, I'm sorry he's gone, but...
I am
For
sorry.
the people who don't know what we're talking about, on the radio, before we had the no job problem,
Yes.
we would play Toby Keith songs and dedicate them to our buddy Bobby because
Yeah.
he was an absolute giant, huge fan of Toby Keith.
No.
Rest in peace, Mr. Toby, but wasn't his cup of tea, but nonetheless. See you later, Toby. But anyway, let's talk about, who are you?
I'm just an average,
Joe?
red-blooded Southern American.
Average American, but it has all kinds of cool cars.
One hell of a model America.
One hell.
We got some cool cars.
Yeah, so you're a car collector.
He acts all modest. I mean, this guy, like, legit has a museum in his backyard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's a 30 by 50 shop.
It's
We've
still
got one
a legit.
Yes, it's big enough. That's what
Yeah,
I'm trying to say here.
Big enough to house what? A Bullet Mustang.
Yeah, we got a Bullet replica.
Yeah, and you got
General
the
Lee.
General Lee, you got the Bandit
car.
Trans Am.
Yeah.
What else you got?
We got a 69 Vista Cruiser, Oldsmobile.
Oh, sweet.
It is sweet. We got a 03 Mach 1.
Get better.
We got a 16 SS Camaro.
Do you have a Fiero?
Two
though?
SS. No Fieros.
I have those.
I tried to get a
He
Fiero
tried
from
to
this
buy
guy.
one.
Oh,
For
really?
He won't.
Yes.
He won't give it up.
Corner of the
We
market.
got a Prius.
You
The
know you
Prius.
don't.
He
Yeah, we
does.
got a 2012.
How do you have a Prius in the
He
same building
actually
as
fits
a?
it. He fits
It's not in the
that
building. It's
car.
just a daily driver
It's a
for my
Prius.
wife. Yeah. It's either,
She asked the choice of the General Lee, Smokey and the Bandit car, the Bullet car, and she chooses Prius.
yeah, but you can't drive back and forth to, Orlando.
Oh, you can.
You can, but you're going to pay out the rear end. For
That's
gas.
okay. You look cool. Something to
She,
be said about
she
looking
looks
cool.
good in the car.
I know.
She legit looks
That's what I'm
good.
saying. If I was her, I'd
Yeah.
be driving the Bandit car every day.
But she's your stunt driver anyway.
She
right?
is my
Yeah,
stunt
I was.
He
I
was.
was.
He
and
was.
she does one little
But
sideways kick, and you
We
think
just
she's
couldn't get the footage when
God
we were
behind
filming.
the wheel.
Like when we were filming a lot of these little technical scenes,
Yeah.
we couldn't get, the communication between the driver and the producer just wasn't really working. So we had to bring in a new driver.
I hear
And she
you.
nails it. I mean, she's
Killed it,
she's
huh?
a heck
Yeah,
of a driver.
she is
so.
a good driver. I'm
She is a good
not
driver.
taking that away from her.
Yes.
But anyway, how did you guys meet? So we got Cutter and Bobby, and so
So-
Cutter and Bobby were buddies.
I
and
think
then-
we can skip the meeting story because
Oh no, we got to talk about this.
No,
This is gonna be
it's-
good.
it's-
We talked about your eyebrow. We talked about how y'all met.
Yeah, so we met a lot of our good friends through like Dukes of Hazzard, Smoking the Bandit stuff. So we were up at Schneider's place
Yeah.
for what was that? It was one of his. What was it?
extravaganzas.
Yeah, Bo's
Yes.
Extravaganza.
Bo's Extravaganza.
So I guess he was filming one of his movies and he had that T-Bird. And Matt was underneath running new fuel hose from the tank to the carb. And he's laying on his side. So I decide, hey, let's get down to spoon this guy. So I spooned
nice.
him. Yeah.
And y'all didn't know each other.
No.
No.
No, you
I
never
just
met.
we sort of
He was a friend of Adam.
a
good friend of Adam.
Yeah.
Snowman.
Yeah,
So-
Snowman.
So yeah.
Yeah.
So I knew Bobby was gonna be there. And
We had
just didn't
talked.
know.
I
we
mean,
had
we,
talked. And
we
all
weren't
that
dating
stuff,
yet.
but
We weren't dating
yeah,
yet.
we
but
weren't dating yet.
He was
but-
dating after that.
Yeah.
Whether he liked it or not.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
you were the little spoon.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, nothing beats being under a car trying to run fuel line, and next thing you know, you got Godzilla there snuggling up with you. Going, "Oh, hey,
I put my leg over him. And
Yeah, do you
everything.
need
Yeah.
do you need
If
any
only you'd
help?"
had, if you'd had a bearskin rug, it would have been that much better.
It would
You know
have
what
been.
I'm saying?
Yeah.
So how did it feel to be a little spoon?
He was dominated.
Totally dominated.
Yeah, you were dominated.
It was a good time.
Yeah.
Good time. Wouldn't miss it for the world.
So now you know what Wendy feels like, huh?
Uh huh.
Yeah, I hear you.
Yep.
So now so you have something I can say I've never had. I've never had a man spoon me before. So
Because
Yeah, look at you, dude.
yeah,
You'd have
I
to
mean, we'd
get
have to
like
get
Andre the
Sasquatch.
Giant
yes,
to spoon you.
yes, yeah,
that's awesome.
yeah.
So you got one up on me. Yeah, I was on TV, but you were spoon. You were little spoon. You were little spoon.
There's something. Yeah,
Yeah.
good times.
Why didn't I know about this before?
And we were in southern Louisiana. So there was a
Oh, so you're in the swamp.
dude,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
We were in the swamp and banjo music and everything.
Oh yeah, totally.
I told me
a
how to pretty
legit
mouth.
spooning.
You're at Bo Duke's house,
Yeah.
or John Schneider, but
Sean
Bo Duke's
Schneider. Yeah,
house,
Bo Duke.
Yeah.
getting spooned by
Getting
this
spooned.
man
Yeah.
in a driveway
Yeah.
while playing with a hose.
Yeah, he had a hose in his hand.
Pretty much.
Well, that
That's
went off the rail pretty
Long
quick.
and skinny.
That's sad.
Yes. Yeah.
That's sad. She probably didn't like that.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Brought to you by Gates.
Good times. Yeah. They were a sponsor of the event.
yeah.
Yes.
so anyway, I met Bobby last 3 or 4 years ago. I guess it's been now. It's been a minute. And he showed up with the coolest thing in the world. Well, first off, Cutter's like, "Hey, I got this buddy of mine's got a General Lee." And immediately I went from 6 to 12 and I was like, "This is awesome. Tell me about this General Lee." And I was like, So he gets on the phone, he brings it up, and childhood dream fulfilled. So the story of your General Lee, though, however, is the cool part to me. Tell everybody how a kid decided, "Hey, I want a General Lee."
Well, my dad and we drive by this storage facility in Orlando. It was a brown 69 Charger sitting there. So we left a note, and I think it was about 15. And the guy called and said, "Yeah, I want to sell it." It was about a year later.
What year is this?
This was 1980, 85.
So it's the height of Dukes of Hazzard. It's been running.
Yeah, 85,
It's been
86.
killing
Yeah.
it for the last few years.
Yeah, and Dad was never a big fan of the show because he said it made cops look stupid.
Yeah,
You know.
I hear you.
But we went ahead and bought it, paid $1,000 for the car.
$1,000.
$1,000. We primed the carb. It cranked right up. We put a battery in it. Drove it home. It was brown. It was brown with diamond pleat interior. And the guy used it to pull his boat. So
there's a dude pulling a boat with the General Lee.
with a brown 69 Charger.
Same thing. They're all General Lees.
Yeah. And with 276 gears in the rear, highway gears. I'm like, man, I don't know how he did it. But it had a 3D3 4-barrel, wore out engine. And so we restored it back to the original color, which was a Y2 yellow.
Okay.
Like a real pale yellow. So we did that. And then we lost Dad in 92. So we got, I got the Charger. My brother got a 70 Chevelle that my grandparents bought brand new. So, and we, my wife and I restored it a couple more times and, because we've had it so long. And I'm like, we go to car shows and a good friend of mine, Hagen, he had one. So you'd have a 69 Charger and a General Lee parked side by side, and everybody went to the General Lee.
Yeah, nobody cares about
nobody,
nobody cares about that.
nobody cares about Charger.
Same car, but nobody cares.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm like, man, I wanted one. I want to build one. So I had a pretty rare super bike called a Honda RC30. I sold it, and I took the money and I built the General Lee, and I built the Bandit Trans Am.
Okay.
Best of both worlds. And it was especially after I met Matt and Wendy. And of course, Adam, Snowman, he's got one. And Sandy and I have wanted one all our lives. So we started looking, found one, and built it.
That's awesome, man.
So we did all the graphics. I do a lot of metalwork fabrication. She's helps me, pull engines and brakes. And we did all the graphics on the cars, on both cars. A good friend of mine, a guy named Art Hall, does our paint.
Nice.
And I've got another good friend who is an excellent mechanic. He does all the motor work and.
Yeah.
Sandy does the initial drive testing.
Yeah. Make sure it
Everything,
burns.
make
your
Yeah.
eyes.
Yeah.
So take me through the process. You got the car. It's a goofy yellow color or whatever because it's not a General Lee at that point.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay, how long does that take to take that car and take it from like a yellow?
I think it took
to a General Lee.
3 months.
Really, that
I
quick?
think 4 months, something like that.
You redid the interior. I mean, everything.
Well, the interior was done.
You'd already,
But it
fixed
was
that.
black. I stayed with black. I know everybody wants, you got to have a saddle interior, but the car was black. You know, my dad was a combat Marine, so I kept a few things that, you know, he had done and in the car. And, you know, left the interior. I had a 600 horse 440 solid lift cam in it. I pulled that out because I'm 51 now. I'm getting old, fat. I like air conditioning.
Yeah.
I don't need to go fast.
Yeah.
It still runs good, you know, with the stock 440. And
is that the original engine that came in the car?
No, it's a 3D3 4-barrel car.
Okay.
So, which I still own, I still have, but the stock 440, it runs fine. You know, my buddy Milo did all the tuning and everything. I mean, we do the initial stuff, but
yeah,
you know,
then you get the little things that
the fine tune.
Yeah, I hear you.
I put a 700 R4 Chevrolet transmission in it for the overdrive, which was a bear.
Yeah.
So Jeg sells a kit that you can bolt. You know, you've got it. I mean, it comes in a big steel piece of aluminum with holes all the way around it. And I had an aluminum 700 R4, you know, basically just a shell that I'd pick up and put in and take back out.
Okay.
To make sure everything fit. And what a process.
That's to say, man.
Yeah.
So you basically took the car of everybody that's our age. Well, you're 51, I'm 46. Mm-hmm. Matt's 102. But
102.
Or wait, how old are you now? Oh, you are 50 now, ain't you? Half a century. But anyway, so you took the car from your childhood, and you were like, all right, I am building this thing. This is the most awesome thing in the world. I mean, in my house right now, on the mantle in my living room, I have a die-cast General Lee. Mm-hmm. I probably have 400 little Hot Wheel General Lees. My kids are into the General Lees. This is so many years later. We're sitting in my truck driving around, and you know how kids nowadays are watching like YouTube and stupid stuff and whatnot. Mom were like, put the Dukes on. So, you know, in the truck, you got the TVs running with the Dukes of Hazzard on it and stuff like that. And it's just like, it's an icon.
It is.
It's not even like, it's something that went from the 70s to the 80s, 90s, 2000s, now to today's kids. It's just crazy how cool that thing is.
And I love the look of a 69 Charger.
Oh, it's the most badass car ever, in my opinion, anyway.
When you put a Confederate flag on the top and a push bar and an antenna, and we've got a bow and arrow, you know, bow and the arrows in the back window and a couple of shine jugs in the back seat. It just makes it.
Yeah, put the 01 on the side of that thing.
01 on the side. It just makes the car.
It makes you want to go jump it, but you don't want to jump it, right? You know what I'm saying?
Which we do. We drive the heck out of it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, you let me drive it on the interstate one day. That was.
Yeah. I mean, we grew up on dirt roads. You know, my dad, he let us drive, you know, since we were old enough to sit on his lap and turn the wheel. And then we go out behind SeaWorld. Out behind SeaWorld used to be a place called Swamp Ghost. There was nothing but dirt roads, and we'd go out there in the Chevelle and just
give it hell.
Tear tail.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So to me, okay, so you brought it up, and you brought it to the Swanee River Jam a couple of years ago, right?
Yeah.
So you brought it up, and you're watching, you set it out there, and what does it feel like for you? Like for me, I see the people's face, and they're like, holy crap, it's the General Lee. And yeah, there's hundreds of them or whatever.
Yeah,
it's the General Lee.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if there's 100 somewhere else. That's the one that's sitting right here.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What does that do for you? Like, does that give you a sense of pride or a sense of like, accomplishment to be able to like make those people smile?
Well, yeah, it's not all about pride. It's, you know, when my dad died, my stepdad came down. My stepdad served in the Marine Corps with my dad, and he brought down his first RC-30 and said, you know, go take it. Or he brought down, you know, he owned a Honda dealership out in Oregon.
Okay.
So he brought a Toyota SR5, you know, the trucks we loved back in the day. He said, just go take it for a ride. And I said, well, yeah, but what if something happens to it? He says, you know, it's got insurance, whatever. So he instilled that in me to share.
Yeah.
So it's like when I had my RC-30, you know, you go up to Cycle Gear or something and people would freak and say, hey, man, that's a beautiful bike. I said, thanks, man. I said, you want to sit on it? He said, are you serious? I said, yeah, sit on it, man.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, I look at it this way. It's a car, it's a bike, you know, and it gives these people enjoyment to see it.
Oh, dude, it's a memory.
Yeah,
it's for most people, it's like a once in a lifetime.
Right. And that's the whole thing is like, we own it, and we're very fortunate to own it, and the Lord's given us a lot. But to share it with the other people, that's what does it. It's like I met a good kid up at Buc-ee's in Daytona. His name is Justice. Good boy. Good Christian man. And him and his dad own a Mercedes place that they work on Mercedes. And he freaked out. He said, he does little YouTube videos with his go-kart. It's all set up as a General Lee. And he says,
Oh, nice.
oh man, that's awesome. I said, you want to drive it? He says, are you serious? I said, yeah, let's drive it. So we took it around the parking lot and then we went out, and he says, you know what I love about you? He says, you own the car doesn't own you.
Yeah.
And
That's cool.
you shouldn't, it's not, I only, after I die, some other person's going to be driving around,
Sure.
it's not, we just keep this stuff for a little while and borrow it.
That's awesome, man. That's an awesome attitude to have for that.
Yeah,
kind of
it
stuff.
is.
A
Except
lot
for
of
the
people are like,
time,
don't touch it.
except for the time the woman sat on. Yeah.
We played that on Allison.
Yeah.
No, that wasn't Allison. That was Farron.
Yeah. What was her? Yeah. Oh man.
Ask permission before you cheek the car.
Yeah, and I would have let her sit up there. You know what I mean? I mean, I could.
He lets anyone naked sit on the car.
I
know.
But they got
Trust
to be
me.
under 100 pounds.
When you had it here, good thing you didn't have your camera up at the time.
I know.
What I did on that
He
hood
still
was
had
not
to fix
good.
the
Yeah, I
hood.
had to fix the hood.
Yeah.
It took like
That's-
eight cans of Bondo to
That's
fix
why.
that hood.
That's why you put the 100-pound limit on it.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
wasn't pretty.
So that car was awesome. And then you also brought, and what Cutter does with those guys, the Smokey and the Bandit
Yeah.
stuff. So that is another whole genre that you're bringing together. First off, you get your Dukes of Hazzard people who are fanatic.
Yeah.
Dukes of Hazzard, it still comes on like I think it's on Paramount right now or something like that. I saw it the other day, but it's not on like regular TV
No.
right now because the
flag.
stigmatism or whatever. It's just a flag. Who cares?
Yeah.
But the other one is there was two when I grew up. There was you watched Dukes of Hazzard and you watched Smokey and the Bandit.
Yeah.
And that was it. Those were the two things that I watched growing up, like so many times.
But it was the transition because you went from Smokey and the Bandit
Yeah.
to Dukes of Hazzard. I mean,
Yeah.
they basically copied, Smokey and the Bandit.
Yeah, it was-
sort
I mean,
of a
yeah.
play off of it. Yes,
So y'all do that, and Cutter's doing that, and then here comes the Smokey and the Bandit car,
Yeah.
and I'm like, wow, this is way cool.
but what's fun with him is, you talk about the cars. You always run into the people that they have these cars. They buy them. They sit them in a plastic bubble.
Yeah.
You don't touch them.
Yeah.
You don't dare anything. Bobby and I, that's what
To
I
the
love about this
floor.
band. We are to the floor. Like, we
Yeah.
will go out to these shows, and we will, if they will block off the highways, we will go down that thing chasing each other at 110 miles an hour
Yeah.
with the semi rolling pole behind
How about the
us.
parking lot we tore up?
Yep. Oh, we tore. up
Oh,
the
we tore
parking
that
lot.
parking lot
We
up.
asked permission.
Yeah,
We
well,
got permission.
it's always better to ask
But
for
apparently they
forgiveness.
didn't ask the owner.
Sandy says these tires ain't wide enough on the back. You need to burn them off. I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, that's easy.
How many wives?
Well, dude, let me
Yeah,
tell you
do they
something.
have?
Let me tell you
I
something.
mean-
The Bullet. So we bought the Bullet, the '68. I went to this.
Tell everybody what the Bullet car is from if they don't know.
Well, there's a movie called Bullet with Steve McQueen. It came out in 1968 with a black '68 Dodge Charger and the green '68 Mustang GT 390 4-speed car. And Sandy and I love the movie, love the chase scene. So I was looking for a green fastback. So I went to this little used car place in Cocoa and found one, and paid $3,500 for it.
How you get the
This
thousand
is
for the
yeah, but
General
this
Lee
is
$30?
this is in 2000. So we brought
Does
it
it
home,
matter?
and I looked at it. I got up under it, crawled up under it. Looks good. So we get up under it, and I take it to a buddy of mine because I didn't do metal fabrication back then, and I built elevators for a living.
Yeah.
So I didn't own a welder. I did work on cars, but I didn't, I didn't really get into it. So I took to a buddy of mine. He's like, man, he's like, this thing's sagging 1/4 inch in the middle. I said, you're kidding? He said, no, all the frame rails were rusted, and they took that metal tape,
Oh, and covered
taped it, and then undercoated it. Because
Oh.
when I got up under it and I looked, I said, oh, everything looks good.
Yeah.
So we said, let's fix it. Where else are you going to buy a '68 fastback for
Yeah.
$2,500? So we did. I put a 351 Windsor because it was a 302 car. Bullet car is supposed to have a 390. And the problem with that is there's no room in there with the shock towers. And I didn't want to have to go, get rid of the shock towers and everything else. So I'm like, we'll put a 351 Windsor. I put a T5 with 355 gears and an 8-inch rear, which runs great. So I asked Sandy, I said, hey, do you want power steering? She says, no. So you want AC? She says, no. Takes away from horsepower. Dude, she's awesome.
Yeah.
You know, it's like when we had our motorcycles. I had 2 Ducatis, an RC30, and like a GSXR sitting in the living room. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, she loved it, you know?
But most professional drivers are that
yeah,
way.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah. She did take your place driving, right?
She did.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, we really have to get her on a show when
Yeah.
we do one of these podcasts. We need
No,
to
I
bring her
don't
on
think she'd come on here.
and talk about the driving, because the driving's a total
Yeah.
different from the mechanics.
yeah.
But back to the Trans Am.
Oh yeah,
Yeah. We do have ball tires on it after that little episode at the
we
parking lot.
lit up that parking
Oh,
lot.
man.
Yes.
Yeah, it was rough.
So, where'd you get the Trans Am from?
We bought it from a guy in Alabama, I think. And I got there and it was in pieces. It was just a rolling shell and with boxes of parts.
Oh, nice.
Paid 10 grand for it. Took it home and, you know, eventually did a little bit of stuff here and there, you know, did a good job, built it. We did it was a factory Pontiac 400.
Yeah.
So I did the Butler Performance rotating assembly, boarded stroke to a 461 with about 450 horse, 500 foot-pounds of torque. And I put a 200 R4 tranny in it,
Gotcha.
which bolted right up. So I've got an overdrive.
I gotcha.
And I've got 342 gears in the rear. So you got good takeoff, you got good highway.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
So you built this thing, and then you're at Snyder's thing. Is that's when?
No, the TA wasn't there.
Oh yeah.
No, I never took that to Snyder's.
Oh, okay.
No.
So when did you start taking the Trans Am out with Cutter and them?
It was after that. I mean, we
It
just
was
hooked
after
up.
John got rid of it. The guy I was working with, he got rid of his Trans Am.
Oh, okay.
So that I'm like, had
We
to
got
go
a
to my
Trans
buddy,
Am.
Bobby.
Yeah.
Help me, Bobby.
Yeah.
Help me.
And we let John drive the Trans Am.
Oh, so you're talking John actually had one. The guy that
He
played
had
band.
one. Yeah.
Why
he
would
had
you
one.
sell it? Anyway, another story for another
Mental
time.
Yeah.
case.
Yeah.
He's like, he's a
Yeah.
mental case.
Yes.
Yeah.
Traded it for a snapper lawnmower.
I think so.
I think so. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Yep. Yep. Snapper lawnmower.
Yep.
That makes sense.
I know.
But so when you're doing those Smokey and the Bandit things, like, okay, so tell me about your car. By the way, since we're talking about cars,
Oh, it's a beast.
Yeah. Well, we just.
It's only
have the-
4-door. That's. Oh man, that thing is bad.
Yeah, it's a '78 Pontiac Le Mans. So it was
Sure,
what Buford.
the same
Sheriff
car.
Buford,
Yeah.
same exact car, 4-door.
78.
everything.
Now, when the movie come out? 77 was it or 70?
77.
77.
I thought it came out when I was
Yeah.
born.
So,
Yeah.
yeah.
So he had a. How do you have a 78 and a 77?
No, he didn't. He does.
Yeah.
Oh,
Same car.
Oh,
It's-
okay.
It's
yeah.
77, 78.
Okay.
So
I gotcha.
same body style, all that.
Minor differences.
Yes.
So tell me about what that car's got in it.
It's got a 455 punched out to a 495.
Yeah.
So, and it's
How many horse? 600 horse, I think.
Yeah, it's you
Oh, it's a
crank
beast.
it up. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So it's fun. It's nice to actually be able to catch the bandit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So yes.
So your car is outrunning the Bandit car.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So
He'll stump him.
Yeah.
He'll stomp a mud hole in it and kick it dry.
Well, the only advantage he has is he has rubber on the road. I don't.
Yeah.
So I just got the little narrow, so I can smoke.
Yeah.
I can smoke all the way into
yeah.
third, fourth gear on that thing. So yeah.
It's fun.
So that thing, will the Buford car catch the will it catch the Duke boys?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Oh yeah, no problem.
No problem.
Yeah.
Like I say, it's a stock 440.
I gotcha.
375 horse. That's it.
Oh, okay, so he's putting
Yeah.
out almost double your horsepower.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but you're also dealing. I mean what's the weight of that thing?
No, the Charger, I think it's around 3,500 pounds.
That's
A unibody car.
Yeah.
So
And
you're
yours is
full
what?
frame. He's full frame.
Yeah, I'm full for it. It's still a heavy car.
Yeah,
Yeah.
At least what, 4 grand, 45?
Yeah. Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember my mom had a 1986 Chevrolet Caprice Classic. You ever seen it?
It's a beast.
It had like a 400 engine on it or something like that.
Yeah.
424. Or does that sound right?
No,
Or-
not it, but probably had a 400,
Okay.
maybe 350.
Let me tell you, that 4-door car, me and my buddy Tyson Baines one time, we jumped some railroad tracks in it. Didn't realize how fast that thing would go. I think it catches some air, man.
Yeah, it will.
Those things were beasts. Those big cars back in the day.
Although catch
crap.
air, it's just the suspension when you come down.
Oh
on it.
no!
Yeah.
Let me tell you. So we jumped the car right by accident. We jumped. I watched too much Dukes of Hazzard.
Yeah.
So we jumped the car on some railroad tracks and we hit, and the front windows go boom
Oh,
out of the tracks, right? And I'm like, oh damn, we are in some trouble now. My Tyson's looking at me. I'm like,
Oops.
so we get that thing back to the house, we pull it in the garage, and we're taking door panels off. You know, we're
Trying
just
to
trying
get
to
back
fix
in the
it.
tracks.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
We gotta pop back in the track before Mom and Dad got home. By the way, Mom and Dad, if you ever watch this, sorry.
yeah, yeah.
But the car had an oil leak on the pan, and after we jumped it, it never leaked again.
Really?
Yeah, swear to God, never leaked again. So, yeah. Anyway, we fixed that, Dad. This is 32 years later.
Sorry about that, Dad. Isn't it amazing all the stuff that parents?
Oh man.
Like, I remember my brother and I. We were in the house and we threw a baseball, and I finally fessed up to my dad like 30 years down the road.
Oh,
He threw a baseball at me going up the staircase, and it went through the wall.
Oh,
So I got in there and I repatched the wall, repainted it, did the texture, finish everything. Perfect. They never caught it.
it is
the whole time.
It is amazing what you can do in 30 minutes.
It
when
is.
the wrath of hell is behind you.
Yes. Yeah.
I'm 16, never taken a car door apart, but I took that damn car
Well,
door
you figured it
apart.
out, didn't you?
Oh, yeah.
We put
Yep.
that thing back
Yeah.
together quick.
Pair of channel locks and
Yeah.
whatever else you could find.
Oh
back
my
then.
God. But so what is so when you're at these events, you got all these people that are looking at the cars that are, just reminiscing about it. What do you think like keeps you motivated to do it? Just the look of the people or just
Yeah, you
like-
meet a lot of good people. I mean, I met Matt and Wendy through this. I met Adam and his brother Dill.
Adam has a brother named Deal. Like a pickle?
Well, we call him Dill.
Okay. I was about to
He's
say-
actually now he's Andrew.
Okay.
Good man. They live in Nebraska. But I met so many good people through this Dukes of Hazzard stuff,
Yeah.
and Smoking the Bandit stuff.
Do they have the Smokey and the Bandit things like they do the Dukes of Hazzard things like at
Yeah.
Duke Fest? They have a
Well-
Smokey Fest or
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
But the Dukes are more active.
yeah.
The Duke crowd is way more active than
well, I
the
mean, there's
Smokey
no.
and the
Is
Bandit.
there anybody left from Smokey and the Bandit? They're all gone now,
Well,
right?
there's a few. I mean, you got Sally.
Mm,
She's still
Yeah.
around.
yeah.
But I
Yeah.
mean,
But
yeah,
that's-
Jerry's gone,
Jerry's
Bert's
gone.
gone.
Bert's gone. Hal's gone. Yeah.
But it's more, a bunch of old guys that sit around and reminisce about their young days.
Yeah,
And, we go out and hang out and,
But that's not us though. They'll have these get-togethers and we'll go there and do a show.
yeah.
And Bobby, Sandy, Wendy, all of us are like, okay, let's we'll grab some food. We don't need to sit there and talk about like engine codes. Mine has the SE4 code.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, oh well, mine has. We're like
Y82.
Yeah, don't care. Yeah,
That's fine.
We're out of here. We're gonna go do donuts at the park.
I just need to know how many sets of tires I need.
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's awesome.
No, but I think the cool thing is when you ask him that is it's almost like when you watch people and when I play Buford and all this stuff.
Oh, when you play Buford,
For-
it's amazing.
For
Yeah.
a split second, everything in life is gone.
Yeah,
All the worries, all
Yeah. Politics,
the governments, politics.
government,
There's nothing.
yeah.
Like all of it disappears, and you're brought back to that time that either you watch the Dukes or you watch Smokey and the Bandit, and you forget everything that's going on in the outside world, and you focus on that happiness that brought you as a kid
Mhm.
or
Yeah.
whatever. Because all of us had the Dukes of Hazzard car.
Oh, yeah.
All of us were out there in our dirt making
Oh,
a
yeah.
jump, and we were
Yeah.
always. I mean, you watch that first thing, on the opener when he did that
Oh.
jump over the river,
oh yeah.
and all of us sat there and were like,
Oh.
Yeah.
and so
Back
that's
before
the
puberty.
neatest.
Back before puberty.
Yeah, I know.
When we could do a yeehaw.
Yeah,
yeah,
and so I think it brings everybody back to the time where the outside world goes away for a second, and you're just happy. And you're seeing stuff, and he opens the door, hop on in there, sit down.
Oh, dude,
know?
yeah.
And-
The
and
one
these-
in Blackshear we did. I'm sorry.
Oh no, but it's the happiness that it just brings because
Yeah.
some of these people they will never have a dollar to their name.
no, not
and
at all.
for them to be able to go sit in a car, and
Yeah,
this
gentlemen.
guy's nice enough. For some people, he's like fired up. Let's go take a ride.
Yeah.
I wore some door hinges out.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Well, and the coolest thing was we were filming the movie with John, And so John goes, we're getting ready to wrap up and we're headed back to the thing. And Schneider here throws me his keys. He goes to his General Lee.
Yeah.
He goes, hey man, let's go. I said, oh John, I'm not driving your car. And he goes, I got insurance on it. Take it for a ride. I'm like, and I'm one of those people. Even Bobby has asked me. He's like, yeah, you want to drive my car? He knows I don't drive either of his cars because I just have that. I'm just scared to death. And I know Bobby wouldn't care. No. Bobby would be like, oh, the engine blew up.
Yeah.
We'll get it fixed. Don't worry.
I got a welder. I can fix it.
Yes. So I'm not worried about him, but I'm just that way. And same thing. John goes, just do it. So I hop in the car. John's sitting next to me. And I'm sitting there going, oh my gosh, like every child would dream
right there
of being right next to Bo Duke.
I'm Luke Duke right now.
Yeah.
He's got a Hemi in that thing.
Yeah, and I'm sitting there driving his car through these rolling hills, and I'm like, I grab my phone, I hand it to John, I'm like, call my wife. And so he FaceTimes my wife.
Hey.
And here, of course, Wendy thinks it's me. And next thing you know, boop, the phone pops up. She's just, oh, hey, Wendy, it's, oh, hey, John,
Matt's like, boop.
And, well, no, but you're just sitting there, because you want somebody to actually go, he really did
he really
that.
Did it.
He really did do that,
Yeah, that guy, Matt, he's full of crap.
Yeah.
I tell people all the time, you see things, like I'll be down there and there'll be a giant alligator, and I'm like, there's a giant damn alligator right here. But nobody's ever going to see me in this giant alligator. When you tell people, but you're living out your dream right there.
Yeah.
That is,
and you're just going, what are the odds? As a child or growing up or whatever, you never in your life thought you'd be cruising General Lee down the road with John sitting in the other side and going,
yeah. How many times did you say yeehaw while that
I said it about 3 times.
How many times did you hit the horn?
Till finally, a couple times. Till finally,
that's the other thing, the
like,
horn.
Enough. Yes.
You go to a Duke's function, that's all you hear.
Yeah.
Dixie horn, you get tired of it.
Well, did you ever see the very first episode we did of Axemen? When we start coming on, all you hear is the Dixie horn.
Yes.
Really?
Yeah, we had it on the boat. Somebody stole it off our boat.
Kidding.
But I was like, because we were getting it ready because the film crews are coming. I'm like, how can we redneck this out to the extreme? Yeah. So I bought these Dixie horns. We put it on there. And the first thing you hear is, boom, boom, 2 shotgun blasts. And you're like, yes, I just Dukes of Hazzard a boat. But you Dukes of Hazzard a car with Bo Duke in the car.
I know.
Crazy.
It's crazy.
You know who another guy that drives the heck out of his generally? Adam.
Adam does too.
Oh, Adam's got a General Lee too?
Yeah, he's got a lot of cars.
Yeah. Oh, really? Yeah. I'm gonna be a truck driver. He must be doing something right, man.
That or working elevators. I'm in the wrong job. I'm driving the stupid one behind all of them.
You're driving the minivan.
It's
Let's not even talk about this.
Yeah, but that's a cool minivan. You got to admit, that's a cool minivan.
All right, enough of the minivan.
We just got to. We're talking General Lee.
I know.
Trans Ams, bullet cars. We're talking about the Buford car and
a Prius.
Sorry.
You have a Prius and he has a minivan.
Yeah, but I've got on the back of my Prius, my stepdad got me a bumper sticker said saving on fuel to buy more ammo.
Oh, that's good.
And I've got my 3%er decal on it. And, my tag is, C1 Battalion or 1st Battalion 9th Marines, for my dad.
I gotcha.
I think our most epic, though, was with the Prius. Was when we were in Colorado, we had our tow company. Yeah. We had to go recover this Prius that was off into the ditch, crashed. And it was up in the mountains, so we had to use our Hummer. We had a Hummer recovery vehicle. And we're up there recovering it, and we pull this thing up over the top, and he's got a bumper sticker on back that says nothing dumber than a Hummer.
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
Yeah, baby.
How you like that, boy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nothing dumber until we got to pull your Prius off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's a conservative.
Did you see the sticker on the back of the F-350?
Which one?
My truck, right beside the exhaust, it says "Give a hoot, don't pollute." That's to my pee the liberals off. I had a dude pull up to me one time. He was in one of those Priuses, and he was like, "That's not funny, sir." And I just drove forward a little bit, then hit the gas, and it went.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, but you know what? You can probably go back and look at the carbon footprint of all of these cars, and it
Yeah.
probably still has less than one of the Teslas.
It-
Or how
Yeah.
about less than the battery mines in China for the
Yeah,
Prius?
that's
You know
what
what I'm saying?
Yes.
Did you see
Yeah.
the battery mine the other day that killed all those people in China?
Oh yeah, yeah,
That's crazy right there.
yeah.
I think I just deal with some dead dinosaur, man.
I know.
You know what I mean?
I know.
I agree. I love it. I
So
love it.
General Lee's, Buford cars. We got the Bandits car, Bullet car. What is your next? If you were to they were like, you can have
Okay.
any car you want. What are you going
I
for?
want to build a kit. I want a Night Rider.
Oh,
I want a Night Rider.
nice.
He does. You should have
I
seen
do.
him. We were at a show. Oh, what was the one?
It
that
was in Pigeon Forge.
Pigeon Forge.
Yeah.
Oh, he
There
was
were two of them there.
He was like a little 5-year-old.
Oh
Yeah.
my
He's
God.
like, oh, Matt,
Did
did
it
you hear
talk?
it talk? Oh,
Did
yeah,
it talk?
talks.
Yeah,
It's
So
on.
you can go like,
It talked.
The
It
voice,
did everything,
the
dude.
sad voice.
Yeah.
yes, Michael.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
Oh, he was like. a
I made
little
good friends with him.
schoolgirl.
That's Jason.
Yep. Yep.
Yep. Jason Wallace. Yeah.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah. He's a beautiful car, man. Oh, that thing is nice.
And just talk to you too.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
It's super cool. It really is. And, I mean, grew up watching that stuff and it's like, you see it sitting right there. I was that guy that when people come up to me, General Lee.
Yeah, you were the, all the
freaking
kids.
Sandy,
Talk to me.
there's a kid.
My name's Michael too. Right now it's Michael.
Yeah.
It's not really Michael, but it's Michael.
Yeah.
Okay? It's
Where's
me.
my members only pleather jacket?
Oh,
yeah. Yeah.
What about you, Cutter?
Oh, if I could have anything, I don't know, man. There are so many iconic cars that are out there, and I've been lucky enough. I had a Corvette Z06, midlife crisis, bought it right off the factory showroom floor. Absolute fun car, would do anything you
Now, time
wanted.
out. You bought a Corvette.
I bought a Corvette.
How did you fit in the Corvette?
Fine.
Really?
Fat kid fit fine.
I can't fit in nothing, dude.
Peanut oil.
I still have to window that car when I got to pull the Buford car out of the trailer.
Oh man.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
I can't even fit in your minivan.
I know.
You know what I'm
He has to
saying?
sit in the back seat because he can't fit in the
The
front.
front it leans
Well,
down too
yeah.
much. My head's like right here. I'm like looking at the sunroof.
I have to open the sunroof when he rides in the van.
Oh yeah.
I think I would ask for a Bugatti, and then I would sell it because then I would go buy a Lampoon's Vacation car.
Oh,
there's so many
the
ones
family
that you just-
roadster.
you just want to go out with the family truckster and drive
Wouldn't
down the
that be
highway. Yeah, I mean, there's just
Dude, a friend of mine, Ty Tanner, he lives down near us. He's got a Jurassic Park Explorer, and he was out somewhere in Daytona and ran into the family truckster. I mean, didn't run into
Really?
it,
Yeah.
but met up with the guy. Yeah, there was a family truckster down there.
there's 10 of those out cruising down in the Florida area.
Oh, it's cool,
There's a
man.
bunch of
God,
them.
that would
But
be
there's
awesome.
just all these iconic cars that you've seen over your lifetime. I mean, the Bullet, that's awesome as
You
all
haven't
get
seen
out.
that one.
I haven't seen yours.
Uh-uh.
Yeah, and so you're going, man, there's all these cars out there that you'd love to just. I could handle having 40 or 50 just different,
Yeah.
ones that
fill
you
the
could
bottom
take
of the
out.
barndominium with
Oh
cars.
yeah, and just take them out every once in a while because there is
the look
there-
on people's faces when you
That's
show
just
up in it. Yeah.
That is what you love the most is just watching. Like I said, you see all the troubles go away,
Oh, yeah.
and everyone they can drive, especially when we're going down the highway. You got the Trans Am, you
Yeah.
got the Buford car, you got the semi.
Oh,
you're
yeah.
rolling down the road, and everyone's
People
just
are
like
freaking, dude.
What just happened?
And they're slowing
Yes.
down because we'll cruise in the right lane, and you'll have a car slow down, taking pictures, and there'll be a line of cars behind them.
But then the next guy will pull up and then they slow down and
Yeah.
they're taking pictures. And then the dad's sitting in there for the next 2 hours with the
talking
kids in the
about-
back, and the kids are going, nah, 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 nah,
Yeah.
nah. And he's like, well, son, back in my day,
Yeah.
we had to watch that movie, so the next 2 hours, the kids in the back seat are just like,
Oh, but that
Shut
dad
up,
and
Dad.
that mom, they're just
oh, yeah,
just
they're
loving
in
it.
their
Yeah.
heyday.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So that's what I love. And if I could just have a car for every kind of occasion just to go out
Yeah.
on the road and make people just smile and
Yeah,
laugh.
but you know what I like? And when you're cruising, I'm in my General Lee or something like that, or Sandy. Usually, we went to Bucky's one night, and she was driving the Trans Am, and I was driving the General Lee. People just flocked to it.
Yeah.
You know, and then for that buddy of mine, Ty, he says, "Hey, were you at Bucky's?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "A buddy of mine just sent me the picture." But going down the road, and you've got like a 7 Series BMW, or a Mercedes AMG, or even like a Ferrari, and they pull up next to you and they give you a thumbs up.
Yeah.
It's like,
Or
dude,
what's bad is when you're at the shows and everyone's looking at the Buford car and there's a Bugatti or some
Veyron
other
or something, yeah.
whatever sitting right
Yeah.
next to the guys over there like, should have bought a 4-door Le Mans.
Yeah, but I mean, it does happen. I mean, that's not BS. It does
No,
happen.
It does.
But I'm not taking anything away from the cars, but it's cool to have somebody who owns something of that, you know, like the Tom Selleck 308.
Yeah.
Oh man, I just saw one on Marketplace.
Yeah. Oh,
And I saved it
Yeah.
like I was going to buy it,
Yeah.
you know. And
Sandy, he's not even interested.
yeah,
Sorry.
yeah. So
Yeah.
the Nissan, it's funny, the Nissan dealership near me in D-Land, they had one for like $39.
Oh, wow.
And this was, I don't know, 15 years ago. I should have bought it.
I know.
Yeah. And
know.
I was like, I said to Sandy, I said, we could do this. And of course, a brake job probably cost you $4,000, you know?
Well, those were at least back when parts were used across the board.
Yeah.
Now so much stuff is designed
Just
specifically
yeah.
for a car, and you're yeah. And that was one of the reasons I didn't really cry when I got rid of the Corvette, because I knew what the cost was going to be down the road.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sandy had a 19 Scat Pack Challenger and a 392. And she wanted a manual. For some reason, couldn't get the manual. But she used to drive that back and forth to work. And she got rear-ended. And of course, they didn't want to fix it how I wanted it fixed. I want 2 new quarter panels.
Yeah.
So we got rid of that. And they got her the 16 SS.
I got
6-speed.
Yeah.
Sandy's a manual girl.
Yeah. Well,
All my friends make fun of me. All
Why?
my stuff's automatic. Oh, Bob can't drive a manual.
say it's not my job to drive the manual;
Yeah,
it's hers.
I can drive the manual. I can drive a manual.
But
So,
I would much rather her drive the manual than you. Just so we're out there.
yeah.
I don't
yeah.
want you messing with my manual, not even a little bit. Just saying, just throwing it out there. I'm glad you don't drive the stick.
Just don't lay down on the ground when Bobby's around. That's all I can tell you.
That's what I was about to say. As
yeah.
long as he don't try to drive.
Yeah, he will spoon you. So
What the car I would like. Have you ever seen anybody with the Fall Guy
Yeah.
GMC
yes.
truck?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's the to me. I don't know why.
My buddy Kevin actually owns one of the jump trucks.
the
from
one
that.
where the engines are in the middle.
in
and
the
stuff?
mid
yeah.
yep.
So tell people about that real quick. So like we're speaking of cars, the Fall Guy truck with the eagle on the hood, man. That
Oh
is
yeah,
the
that
most
was
icon. To me, it's the General Lee's one, but the Fall Guy truck's number 2 by far. But tell them about how that worked.
well. He bought that from one of Adam's buddies. Had gotten the car and sold the thing, and he's like sold it to Kevin, and Kevin was with this promise that I'll sell it back to you if I ever decide to get rid of it.
Yeah, yeah.
But it was missing the engine,
Buyback
and
clause.
it's still, I mean, legit. They haven't,
Universal Studios.
yeah, they haven't messed with it.
No.
Other than they got it, put a new engine in it, got it all running, but they mid-engined it to center the balance of it. So, when they jumped the truck,
it just goes straight nose down.
because when was first season or two, they hadn't mid-engined the trucks and they were tearing them up.
Yeah.
And they were welding up the axles and putting reinforcements, and even his jump truck has all of it. And we saw the truck; he was bringing it down to Bose down there. That's where I met Kevin originally, and of course. You're like a little schoolgirl, you see the Fall Guy truck, and then you find
the
out
screen used
it's
one.
the screen used one.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh,
Yeah.
I'm in love.
See, I would love to buy one of those and that'd be my daily driver. You know what I mean? That would be like
Well, one of the friends of ours that we met through the Duke stuff has one. He built one.
really.
Yeah, he's got a Knight Rider. He's got a General Lee. He's got a Bandit, and he just got done building his Fall Guy truck.
There's a whole group doing them. The problem is what the truck parts, because it's not just the Fall Guy truck. It's everybody's restoring the old classic,
The square bodies.
square bodies.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so the parts price of them are
It's
just
gone out
through
the
the
roof.
roof.
Oh, everything's great.
So
Is that 83? Is that what it was? A
I don't,
GMC
I
or
don't know what
80?
year it was.
80, it sounds
I
about
gotta
right. Yeah.
look that up now.
Yeah.
While we're talking.
Yeah.
But yeah,
But, it was Yeah, we got to get Kevin down here one of the time. The other one I would love to have too is the Cannonball ambulance.
Yes.
I've been dying to build a remake for that.
Yeah.
But I'm always after the oddball, like the one everybody wants, like the hot rod side of it. You know, oh, I want the Trans Am, I want the General Lee. I'm always like, oh, give me the stupid, you know, stuff that you very rarely see.
Well, it's like we just bought the Fury. We bought a 76 Plymouth Fury to do a Hazard County police car.
Yeah.
And I sold it to a good friend of ours, Cam.
Yeah.
Hagen's son, Cam Browning. And he's almost done. In fact, Art, our painter, just got done painting it for him. So
1982 GMC.
82, so you were close.
2500 Ciara Grand.
Yep.
They got one on sale, $34,000 right now.
And then I always love they show you how to modify them to where, remember how he had the truck where you could open the side?
Yeah, there was
side panels.
Yeah.
And he had the storage in it.
Alex did that. My buddy Alex, he made that. Yeah.
So guys are redoing those to set it up for that. And I'm like, that's sweet.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
So.
That's wild right there. That would be.
No, but that's the thing. You can end up with 400 of these different cars sitting in your yard.
Yeah, I got expensive hobbies, guns, cars.
Well, 2008, me and a French guy, a buddy of mine, we bought the Starsky and Hutch car.
Did you really?
We bought that car, right? And then we took it, we painted it like the Starsky and Hutch car, got the engine running, all that.
That was a Trino, right?
Yeah. And then we sold it on eBay. We fixed it up. I drove it around town all the time. Yeah. Like I was driving it everywhere.
Did you have the light?
Yep, 100%. And it got into a bidding war on eBay, right? So I think we put like maybe $9,000 into it after we painted it and bought the car. Oh no, it was cheap. And they got in a bidding war. Some dude in France, some dude here in the States got in a bidding war. Got up to $56,000 for
Are you serious?
I swear, on eBay Motors.
But that's what's crazy because
$56,000, I think is what it sold for.
Was it a screen used?
No,
it was just a screen that you found. What year was it? 76 or something?
I can't remember the year of it. He was the car guy, and I just put in half on it.
Wow.
Because he was like, we can buy this car. You know, and I'm like, all right, whatever. And then he was that guy. We took it to the paint shop, reupholstered it to red and everything, and it was.
Well, there was one of those in Dukes of Hazzard in the first episode. In One Armed Bandits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's what's crazy because some of these auctions,
yeah,
you can find stuff for nothing, and then here's some other time there's some remake. You'll see some Trans Am or something, Bandit car, come through and $140,000 or something. You're going. Really?
Why is that with that? Why is that with that?
I know, yeah.
And because we were selling, it was like maybe $20,000, I think is what it was up to for like within the last 10 minutes.
Yeah,
and then it just went
crazy.
More.
Yeah, it was pretty rad. So you just got to find two guys.
Show
that
me
really
the money.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I used that money to buy the dive shop, actually.
Oh, well, that worked.
That's how I paid the rest of the money.
You tell Sandy we got to build a Starsky and Hutch car.
I
was too young for that.
It. Yeah,
I wasn't into it.
I was never really
he just bought the car and we built it. You know what I mean? I had no idea.
It's a cool car to see on the road. Every time I see one, I was like, "Hey, Starsky and Hutch." You know. I never watched the show though.
I watched it, but it wasn't.
I watched the remake. It wasn't very good.
No.
Owen Wilson, I think was.
Oh yeah.
Like the Dukes movie.
Yeah.
New Dukes movie.
What is Snoop Dogg or something they had in it too?
I think so.
Yeah.
I like the Dukes movie with Johnny Knoxville.
Yeah,
for some reason.
I wasn't crazy about it.
I laughed my butt off at that one.
Oh, John hates that thing.
Yeah, the best thing about that movie was when they drifted around the circle there.
The best thing about that movie was Jessica Simpson in some shorts. All right, she's
a better Daisy. I think. Well, she's a prettier Daisy.
It's just an age difference there.
Yeah.
You give me Catherine in 70, 80, 82.
Yeah.
I'll take that.
Yeah.
I never had the poster.
I'll be polite. Oh, you never did?
No. You didn't have the poster?
No. I think I wasn't really. The only time we watched Dukes of Hazzard is going over Grandma's house. Grandma lived probably 2 miles from our house. Yeah. And Friday nights we'd go over there and we'd watch Dukes of Hazzard. You know, that's when we could. Dad wouldn't let us watch it.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Shoot, man. But see, that's what's kind of different of our era too. When you say it brings us back to that time period, because everything now is instant.
Yeah.
And for us,
you had to wait.
You had to wait till the next Friday, and then then Dallas was on, and then this and that. And,
well, you didn't miss it. If you missed it, it was gone.
Yeah,
I
we
know.
didn't have VCRs. We didn't have VCRs.
No,
Yes.
You had to wait, 20 years later to watch it, reruns.
Yes. And now it's instant gratification for
Yeah.
these kids.
Well,
And
the other
it's-
part was there was only one TV. You had one TV
I
in the
know.
house. You was the TV changer.
Yeah.
Dad was
Or
like,
you had to hold the ears.
oh,
Yeah.
outside.
Yeah.
I'm outside turning it. Mom's
Yeah.
at the back door. Dad's like,
Uh-huh.
oh, boy.
Yeah, my dad was a fireman for Orlando, and we had a fancy antenna, and it had the little box,
No.
and you turned the knob, and we'd run outside and watch the antenna would
Oh,
turn.
you was that fancy?
Yeah, we were
Oh,
fancy.
we weren't that fancy.
Yeah.
Oh, no. We had to turn the thing.
Yeah.
I was the
Yeah.
knob.
Well,
It
yeah, we
was
were
really
remote
bad.
control. We were remote control. Dad
Yeah,
come
I
out
was the
from
remote
better-
control.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, definitely.
Go outside, boy.
Yeah.
Well, I know, but then half the time you would like turn it, they're like, perfect. Then you let your hands off
And it
of
moves
it. And then
still?
Yeah.
the signal went away. No, we just lost it. Yeah, the signal's back. No, it's gone. Then it's like,
Just stay out there, boy.
no, yeah, just stay out there. But I can't watch the show, Dad.
Oh, dude.
But before you go out there, bring me a beer.
yeah, yeah,
You know?
yeah.
But you did that as a family though. That was the
Yeah.
cool part. Was you
Yeah.
was watching it as a family. It
Yeah.
was there was nobody was on these.
No.
Nobody was like, oh, I'm playing
No.
Candy Crush. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
it was not. It was.
But even when they do that now, they'll turn on a show as a group, and you
Yeah.
still look out there,
Look
and
around.
everyone's on their phone,
On their phone.
watching the show.
Yeah.
You know, going,
Well, it's like when I'm building elevators. Like if we're doing a modernization, you'll go to a building that's open, and you're in the elevator. I'm standing there waiting to get off, and everybody's looking down on their phone.
yeah,
I'll start making conversation, or somebody, you'll come to two or something. They're trying to get off on one, they'll walk out. I'm like,
yeah. You just walked on.
See ya.
Yep.
I like it when people walk off and you hit the button as quick as possible.
Yeah,
And they're like, wait,
yeah,
wait, wait. You're like,
yeah. And the door close button, they don't work. Most of the time, they don't work.
they're just there for.
They're just there.
entertainment.
Well, they're there for firefighter service.
Oh.
But let's get back to the flag on the car. Dukes of Hazzard.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
So
controversial.
He wants to
but-
get some controversy.
Yeah.
no, but
We're really.
deal is everybody-
This is gonna get us viewers right here.
well, no, everybody's like, hey, do you ever have any issues with the flag? I'm like, not at all. We did. My buddy Hagen, before our General Lee was done, he had a General Lee in MegaCon Orlando in 17, I think 2017. He said, hey man, I've got something else to do. Can you be there with the car? I'm like, yeah, no problem. And of course, I think this was after they pulled Dukes and all that. And we were there with the car because, John Schneider was there and that other guy and Catherine Block. And they were doing photos. We never had an issue. And another set of doors we wore out. If you were a teacher, law enforcement, or a firefighter, you could get your picture taken for free. Anybody else, you pay like $5, you know. But anywhere I go, I always have people, hey man, you mind if I sit in it? Never have an issue with the flag.
Yeah, no.
Never. And we're talking people from it everywhere.
Every
And
race.
It's love it.
trailers
Every
it-
race.
He trailers it or drives it, and it's an open trailer. So
Open trailer.
It's he
Yeah.
can park it. We've never had a problem.
Yeah.
With any of the stuff
No.
where we've gone.
Nope.
Yeah,
People love
Everybody
it.
thinks it's cool, man.
Well, and it's crazy because we did one in Atlanta, and I won't say what airlines, but we did it for an airlines, and we had one of the company one of the ups come to us. You're doing Smokey and the Bandit, and we're a little worried because of some of the references, and it may upset certain ethnic races.
Yeah.
And I said, well, we've never had a problem before. And he's like, well, we're worried about it and all this stuff. And I'm like, okay. And what was funny is no more than like 10 minutes after the doors opened, all of the black dudes are coming down there and they're like, dude, do that part from the movie,
Yeah.
man. They're putting their hands out on the car and they're like, hey,
Yeah.
do that sheriff part.
Pretend like you're
and all
arresting
this
me.
stuff,
Yeah.
And so at the end of the event, this guy comes up to me and he goes, we are absolutely amazed on like everyone loved this.
Yep.
And I said, the ones that worry the most are all you upper up people that think there's so much hatred and all this stuff. People just want to have fun.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
Yeah,
It's
and
not race. It's not this, that. It's people remember the days we all had a good time. No one gave a crap.
No.
You know,
Yeah.
and
All us little people down here, we all get along.
we do. We all
Yeah.
have fun.
Well, that's the part about the silent majority. We're the silent majority. There's like 3 or 4 people that get pissy about it.
Yeah.
And then everybody worries about it. And they're like, oh, God, those 3 or 4 people are mad. Who
Yeah.
cares? Tell
I
them to
know.
piss off.
I know.
You know?
Squeaky wheel. Squeaky wheel gets the grease.
I
Yeah.
know.
Well,
That's
squeaky
true.
wheel gets the flip flop
Yeah.
in the ass.
I was we had stopped at a Sonny's barbecue for lunch one day, and I'm 6'1", 300 pounds, and this dude, he had to be like 6'8". Black dude come walking up. Hey man. And I always carry. I'm packing. And you never know, He comes, hey man, you mind if I sit in your General Lee? Oh no, he said, you mind if I get a picture? And it's up on the trailer. I said, man, you want to sit in it? Can I sit in it? Yeah, dude, you can sit in it. Here, give me your phone. I took his pictures. Oh man, I sure appreciate it. Shook my hand. But it's like it brings us all together. It brings people together, man.
And none of us down at the bottom,
Yeah, we're all down
rung
here,
of everything care.
No,
We're
yeah.
all just here to have a good time, smoke donuts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we own a lot of cars, and there's some cars I didn't mention that we own, but we're just blue collar people. Sandy worked 2 jobs to help build the fastback. I worked 2 jobs for a long time, 3 jobs to get what we have, you know. And
But do you have a 1994 F-150? I'm just saying.
No.
Cutter's storing mine right now. Just
Is he?
So if you get jealous and you want to go look at it,
Go look at it.
right over there. Just saying. Sorry, but go ahead. It's a 94 F-150. I'm just saying.
We had an 02
Dual gas
F-150.
tanks.
Oh,
Dual gas
you got the button?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, how's that work?
Yeah, it's good, man. It's pushed in
Yeah.
the dash a little bit.
Yeah.
So you just
Is it 351 or 302?
351.
Is it?
Yeah, V8.
Windsor? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good engine.
Hey, I bought it out of high school and still drive it.
Really?
Every now and again. Yeah, it was my
Dude,
first
I love
car.
the Broncos, man. We've been looking at Broncos.
Broncos
the
are
older-
cool now.
Dude, not the new ones.
No, the
the new
old-
ones aren't bad, but I like the old Broncos. The
Here's
Eddie
They hadn't
Bowers.
screwed up the engines. The new
Oh,
Broncos
yeah.
would be. I like the new style of the Broncos.
No, I do too.
think
I'm
they're
not saying I
good
don't, but
Yeah.
I like the old 90s,
Yep.
Eddie Bauer.
So when I was between my junior year of high school and my senior year of high school, I worked for Georgia Power as a meter reader, and I was up in LJ, Georgia, and the meter reading truck was a '94 Bronco, big old wide
Yeah.
brown Bronco, right? It was a beautiful truck. Well, one day I was driving along and a deer right in the side of it, right? So I called and I'm like, "Hey man, a deer ran into the side of the Bronco," and they're like, "That's a brand new Bronco, man. You're bullcrapping us. You're going to get in so much trouble." And I was like, "Huh." So I had to go out there in the ditch. I picked the deer up, put it on the hood of the Bronco.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Was it a buck?
Yeah, well, it was
Oh.
no, it was a male deer, but it didn't have horns. It was the wrong time of year. Put it on the hood, put ratchet straps under the fender well to the hood, right?
Wow.
And drove it back to the office. And I was like, "Told you I hit a deer."
Here you go.
Yes.
I just left that bitch in the parking lot and left.
So my buddy Hagen,
The Broncos. It's the only time I ever drove one. I hit a deer
So-
with it.
they were in Covington for one of the Dukes things. The first 5 episodes were filmed in Conyers in Covington, Georgia.
Yep.
So they were doing what is that where you got to go find stuff?
Oh,
we're
geocaching?
Geocaching or
No, you got to go. They give you a list of stuff to find.
Scavenger
Scavenger
hunt?
hunt.
scavenger hunt. Yeah.
So you had to go find roadkill, right? So they're thinking squirrel, whatever. Hagen
Oh,
and
no.
Art find a freaking buck, a dead buck, probably 2 or 3 days old, stinking. Threw it in the trunk and brought it back.
Oh, the truck of the
Yeah.
car.
Oh, you ain't gonna get that smell out.
Oh yeah, he got it.
Oh.
Yeah,
Nasty.
yeah. He won.
You won.
Like, yeah.
You automatically
The
win.
winner. Yes. Yeah.
I had another buddy of mine named Wahoo. I think it was Tim Tillman and Wahoo, maybe. Or anyway, so they're out there somewhere on 84. They told the story, and there's a dead deer, right? And they're like, "Well, it wasn't dead. It was somebody just hit it. It was laying there, right?" And they had got a screwdriver because that's all they had. They were trying to kill it so it would die. And the cops pull up behind them, and they're screwdriver and a deer on the side of the road. They're going to take it home and eat it. You know?
When I first started,
Could you imagine that? You're the cop. You see it?
when I first started dating Sandy, we had been together very long, and she had this little Snow White cat, and it was real puffy, and so she had a little Honda CRX SI manual, so we were going out somewhere, and I put it in reverse and let the clutch out, and all of a sudden it was like, oh man, what the heck? I thought the clutch slipped. Did a little burnout, and I look out front, and there's this just fur in the air, right? So I did a burnout on the cat. I didn't know. I said, what the heck was that? She says, you ran over my cat. And so the cat's flopping around. I didn't have my pistol with me, but we're down in Kissimmee, right in the neighborhood. So I'm like, I look around, and I found this like an axe handle or something, and the poor thing was suffering. So I hit it a couple times in the head and put it out of its misery.
What's bad is when you can't, like you're trying.
No. No, dude, I'm good with a hammer, right? I mean, yeah, the cat, I put it out of his misery. First shot, it was done. But yeah, so I went to the Humane Society and got her a new cat. But man, yeah,
I'm surprised she's still with you.
Yeah,
Fluffy.
yeah, we were
Clark right there, fried pussycat.
Yeah, that was fresh. That was we had just started dating.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That thing didn't even keep up for a mile or
But
so.
like I say, it must have been
Bobby, if you don't mind me asking, how much that tire set you back?
Yeah. No, but I mean, it must have been right there behind the tire.
Oh, you did.
Because you just barely, and I put it in reverse and let the clutch out nice and easy, and it just.
Oh,
what the hell?
That was like the time. Which one of y'all took? Wendy took the turkey out.
Yeah, she took out one of the ducks.
A duck. She killed.
Yeah,
Oh,
she
yeah.
Really?
You got the turkey. She got the duck.
I rolled the turkey. I didn't kill it. It rolled underneath the van. But Wendy, I have it on video.
Oh, not good.
She had to prove it. She's like, see, I warned him. And she's sitting there going, oh, watch out,
Move, ducks.
watch out. She's backing up the golf cart. Boom.
Oh, not good.
Oh no!
Nope. No, and she's like, oh, she can sell it. Oh, I'm sorry.
I like how he rolled the turkey right in the minivan. First off, you're a turkey, and you got to be like, yeah, I got ran over by a minivan. You know
I
what I'm saying?
know.
He's got a truck. He's got a Buford car. I got the minivan. That's what
Yeah.
That turkey looked pissed. I come over and that turkey
It's still the one that's out here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really, still alive?
Oh,
Yeah.
It's so fat now it can't
Yeah.
even walk right. It's just like
Just sort of rolls.
Dude, we were coming down the road down toward home. We've got peacocks all over the place, and we've got a Ram 3500 diesel. And I'm cruising down our 2-lane road, and there's a peacock right in the road.
Oh, not good.
And they don't move. So I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to go around them. And he darted out in front of me and went to fly and hit right up over the hood and slid his rear end up over the freaking window. Went off the back. He
Got a
didn't
little
kill
racing
him.
Stripe, eh?
Yeah, and by the way, they don't taste real good.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I
You tried
shot
to eat
one. We shot one in the yard. Hit him with a 22. I said, man, dude, breast meat was huge. We took him to my aunt and
Wait a second. You tried to eat a peacock for real?
Yeah, dude, we'll eat anything.
That's redneck right there now.
Yeah, man. But we did.
Matter of fact, that's what's in the smoker down there in a minute. We
That's right.
got some peacock
Got
coming
some-
out.
It wasn't good.
Squirrel.
No, she cooked it in the crock pot. It wasn't good.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
it didn't tender up or nothing.
Do you do that pea squirreling where you do the different?
I guess you got to just fry peacock.
Yeah,
know
I
what
mean,
I'm
you'd
saying?
have to probably cut it up and
Small
tenderize
strips,
it and
yeah.
then fry it. Deep fry in peanut oil.
Well,
Oil.
But now we know.
Yeah.
Anyway, I appreciate
That'll be for our
Sorry.
cooking episode.
Oh, could you imagine the Kraken&Cutter?
Redneck cooking. Yes.
Oh my god.
But you never know what's going to happen. You got to see what you're going to survive on,
Very true.
That is
Very
true.
Yeah.
That is true.
All right, well, that's going to wrap it up, man. It is another episode of Kraken&Cutter's No Job, no shoes, no
No shoes,
job,
no
no
shoes.
problem, man.
Well, that's you
I got
have
flip-flops,
sort of
so-
shoes. You got flip flops.
Yeah.
I mean,
I guess I should probably do it without-
we can still afford shoes. We just have
What
no
size you
job.
wear?
16.
Oh, man.
I know.
That's
I
a
know.
beast of a foot.
Giant human
But
being.
if you would have listened to the last episode, you would have known that the shoe size doesn't
It
matter.
doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter?
Apparently, he had a little 4x4 towel that he was.
Oh, really?
Oh,
The washcloth?
So, yeah.
I got in an argument. Well, actually, we got in a disagreement with the guy who cleans your room on a cruise ship. And I would steal stuff of his, and he'd steal stuff of mine. And he stole all the toilet paper. So I just put all I had was a washcloth. I put it on and chased him down the hall.
Are you serious?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, naked.
So everybody saw your tattoo on the back.
Oh yeah, they were looking.
How'd you looking?
Oh yeah. It was, just go watch the episode with Robert Griner. Episode. It's pretty good.
About that.
Anyway, appreciate
right.
you coming.
So you're
in, Bobby.
a grower. You're a grower, not a shower.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah, 10-4. Sorry.
Yeah. That's because I'm fat.
Yeah.
I'm trying to work on
I
that.
don't know. I just can't see anything anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Can I give can I do a shout out?
Yeah, do your shout out, man.
So I got a couple good friends of mine, Real World Prepper and Zombie Farmer. If you
What's
guys,
Zombie Farmer?
he's a pro freedom channel on
Okay.
YouTube. He barred my General Lee and ran for county commissioner up in Tennessee and won.
Nice.
He's a constitutionalist. He's a good man.
That's awesome.
I'm building a 72 Roadrunner for him right now.
Oh, with the big fin on the back?
No, that's a Superbird.
A super.
No,
Okay.
This is 72.
That's
Daisy's Roadrunner.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah, but he's doing all black. But if you would check them out on YouTube, Real
What
World
was the other one
Prepper
again?
and Zombie Farmer.
Okay.
Good men.
Check
Both
them
of
out, man.
Yeah.
We'll send our 3 listeners.
Yeah.
3 viewers.
3 viewers. Yeah.
listeners.
Thanks, guys.
Yes.
Well, they're loyal though.
They are loyal.
All 3 of them.
Yes.
Loyal. Shout out to the Vinicombs.
Yeah.
Thanks, man.
And Wendy and your wife.
Yeah, right.
Sandy.
and Jake the
and
Snake.
Sandy.
Oh, and Jake.
We would say
It's a-
Harry, but Harry had a stroke. And
I know.
No, he's good again now. He comes to the
I
shop
know. We
the
got to
other day.
get Harry on here one of these days.
Could you imagine an episode with Harry? Oh my god.
No.
Did he really have a stroke?
Oh,
He
dude,
did.
he had a heart attack on
What?
Christmas Day and a stroke on New
He
Year's
must have
Day.
taken the big pharma.
I think he took the blue pill, like took the 7
I
chews.
think he was trying to get a little frisky with that.
Oh.
Well, he is married to Janet Jackson, so
Wow.
yeah, it's a true story.
Yeah.
Anyway,
All right. Get out
we're out of here,
We're
man.
outta here.
Big
See
show,
ya.
Kraken and Cutter. Bye.
See y'all.
Next time.